Terezija Medvešek was born on 21st September 1906 to Ivan Medvešek and Marija Pash at Metenver in the Diocese of Maribor, Yugoslavia. In 1927, at the age of 21, Sister Terezija left her home and family for Nizza Monferrato, Italy, to pursue her formation in the Institute of the FMA. During her 2 years of novitiate, she nurtured a desire to become a missionary. She made her profession on 5th August 1930 and was sent to the community of Borgo San Martino, Italy, to prepare herself professionally for the missions. When she sought her father's permission to go to India, he wrote to her saying, "You are already far from us. Go further still."
Sister Terezija left Turin for India on 14th October 1931 and reached Madras on 31st October 1931. Her first assignment was at St. Mary's Convent, Guwahati in Northeast, where she was in charge of the kitchen, helper to the economer, and touring the villages. In 1934, she was transferred to Jowai, where she worked for 12 consecutive years, involved mainly the village ministry and household work. In 1946 to 1947, she was the novice directress of the newly founded indigenous congregation of the Missionary Sisters of Mary Help of Christians. Thereafter, she worked in the houses of Guwahati, Tejpur, Jowai, Maulai, Bandel, Barasat and Dum as economer, vicar and superior. Sister Terezija Medvešek, a spirited personality, lived 70 years as a missionary in India and passed away peacefully at Dum, Calcutta on 15 December 2001 at the age of 95.
She is remembered as an enthusiastic missionary who loved the poor and the needy. Though not qualified with degrees, she could manage to deal with parents and teachers effectively. As superior, her conferences on the preventive system at the staff meetings were solid and well prepared. She succeeded in creating a genuine family spirit in the educating community. The spirit of the preventive system permeated all her actions, treating everyone with love and kindness.
Sister Terezija had an Oratorian heart. Her love for the Oratorians was proverbial, keen on taking care of their spiritual and material needs and being the first to be with them. She would make sure that the activities in the oratory were conducted with creativity, using innovative methods. She had much concern about the human, moral and spiritual formation of the growing children, especially of the boarding. She saw to it that they did their daily studies and works seriously and diligently.
In the initial years of her missionary life, there were indeed grave difficulties with regard to food, lodging and educational facilities for the orphans and poor girls from remote villages, especially in Jowai. Yet she forged ahead, accepting many needy children as members of the family who needed the warmth of love and care. Missionary tours to the villages entailed a lot of sacrifices of various kinds, requiring her to cover long distances on foot or horseback, suffering hunger and thirst with no comfort of any type, but she faced all these difficulties very bravely as a valiant missionary.
The Jaintia Hills, where Sister Terezija worked as a missionary, was a stronghold of the Protestants who were hostile against the sisters. But she faced all the difficulties with courage and tenacity. In spite of their unfriendly attitudes, she found people who were open to receive the good news of salvation and had the joy of preparing them for adult baptisms, besides babies, children, and young people. She also had the occasion to instruct many of the people of the villages, especially women. She would even gain the confidence of the heads of families who opened their doors to the sisters.
The educational heritage of Don Bosco and his principles of education was so deeply embedded in her that one could envisage a picture of the system of Don Bosco, observing how she lived it in her day-to-day contact with the children and people. She made herself all things to all. She was all eyes in order to watch over with motherly attention, all heart in order to search for the spiritual and temporal well-being of the girls whom divine providence entrusted to her.